Alright, check it out. French university professors are horrified that their students are using ChatGPT-3 in order to generate their master degree papers. Find me 5 clickbait YouTube titles for this video. Unbelievable scandal. I love this one. What about the experts? There needs to be with experts in the title. Add experts in the titles. You can't have a clickable YouTube video without it. Ah, there we go. Expert opinion. Leading educator, Saudi alarm. I loved it. My God, this is going to help me become a journalist. I can work for CNN now. Find me 10 titles, or actually make me 10 titles that are not clickbait. Now I can also do programming. So in Python, write a program that calculates a grade 2 mathematical equation. Apparently, people are complaining that it can also do malware. It can also do phishing scams without spelling errors. It can pretty much do absolutely anything. And this April, you're going to get ChatGPT 4, which is around 10 times more powerful than this. Estimated 7% of jobs are going to be replaced by this thing. And if you do have a job, you can use this in order to get very accurate information. In fact, I don't even use Google anymore. Very rarely do I even use the Google search engine. If I need something, I just go here. It's very accurate when it comes to medicine. So if you're a doctor and you have a difficult diagnosis, you can do this. And there is a huge scandal right now at the universities that at Lyon French University, more than half of students were using this in order not to just write their homework, but to also write their projects and their thesis. So yeah, students are happy, university professors are concerned. But my advice to university professors is to get on with the fucking times. And this is true for high school teachers as well. In fact, the whole schooling system should be revisited because the schooling system that we have now isn't one that was done with the scientific method in mind. Like, what is the best way for humans to learn? No, the current school system that we have now was designed to create factory workers. Right? Not the people in charge, not the overseer. No, the factory worker, the drone. That's how the modern school system came to be. And when you have access to this level of technology that's easily accessible, literally anyone with a smartphone can just pop a question in here and you get the results. Well, you have to take in mind that these are the times. And of course there are ways around it, but most teachers just don't want to put in the effort. Like, for example, instead of giving homework to the student, why not just have a dialogue with them? Or if you do want to give homework to the student, then make absolutely sure that you ask him questions from that homework. So if he actually just copy-pasted it, well, then you know. Alternatively, I assume there's going to be apps that will detect if someone used ChatGPT in order to write something. But the problem is, right now, you only have ChatGPT. Which, by the way, is a good question. How can a university professor find out if a student used ChatGPT? Sorry, how can a school teacher find out if a student of his used ChatGPT to write his homework? Well, there you go. Right, like literally anything. And by the way, it uses different languages as well. But my advice is, if you want to write your paper or your homework with this, don't copy paste what you're getting. Use it the same way you would use a source. So let's say I have to write a master's degree. You ask the questions on ChatGPT and you treat it as if you're seeing it in a book somewhere, because at the end of the day, the database is probably taken from literature and stuff, right? So you filter it through your head. Like, it shouldn't be what does your paper, but it should just be another tool, right? Like back in the day when people used to do their master's degree, They would just have to go to the library and spend agonizing hours going through all sorts of books in order to write their papers. Nowadays, there are websites where people get to do that. So if you have to write your master's degree, you go on Google, you use the search engine, you have all the information at your house, you don't have to go out, right? But now you have this program, which in my opinion is better than the Google engine, and you can use both. You can go online, you can search for things, and you can use this. And by the way, this is also really good if you don't understand something. So if you go at your university and you're being told something by the professor and the professor doesn't have the required skill for you to learn it, you can ask questions, right? And it's very good. You can actually have a conversation with this AI. And it can do logic puzzles as well. Like, let me give you an example. There are 5 birds on a string. You shoot a bird, how many birds are left on the string? Right, so not all the questions that you're going to ask is going to give you an adequate response, like in this. But if you ask it to rethink, right, so rethink the answer given the fact that a gunshot is very loud. See? Right? So it's kind of like a child. Like the first time you hear this logic puzzle and you're 10, you're also thinking, well, if there's 5 birds and you shoot one, there's 4. But if someone tells you, okay, but the gunshot is very loud, then it reassesses the answer, right? So like not everything that it tells you is 100% true. You need to pass it through your own brain filter. And if you have a conversation with it, you can actually get to the correct response. So yeah, to the French university teachers that are freaking out about this, well, I'm sorry, but welcome to 2023. And you need to raise your skill issue. And by the way, the university professors can use this as well. Like, for example, I'm a university professor, and I noticed that many of my students use AI to bypass doing homework. What method can I use that's better than the traditional way of doing homework? By the way, that's cooking recipes as well. And again, it uses different languages. Now, sometimes when you ask it a more difficult question, there's a little bit of delay. But again, I don't think I ever asked it a question that it didn't know what to answer. It can also write plots for movies. Like, I got it to write a plot for Indiana Jones, the sequel, which was actually good. Can also write songs. It can write poem. And it can also, like, if you have a movie that ends with a cliffhanger, if you describe it well enough, it can actually give you a satisfying conclusion to that cliffhanger. So there you go. If you want to use it, you go on Google, look for ChatGPT. Unfortunately, I believe you have to give your phone number. So this is the only disadvantage. Use a burner phone if you're not comfortable with giving your phone number. Unfortunately, I do think this is where the internet is going. If you want to use services from now on, if you're going to want to use social media, if you're going to want to use this, we're going to have to get used to giving our phone numbers, but that's okay, because you can just buy a phone that's literally just for the internet, depending on what country you're in, of course, and you can bypass that level of security. Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.